The Dale Show.
Welcome to the Dale Show, starring Jeff.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dale Show. What is this, episode 18?
Oh, shite. That's something I should have made a note of. I made all this notes of all these. Yeah, we're episode 18. So what we're doing this week is the big countdown of our favorite cryptids. All
yes.
37 power rankings. It's a weird number because I had 57, but I put 20 of them into the also known as kind of section. Like we have Bigfoot, and then instead of having all the other Sasquatches, I put those in with Bigfoot.
With Bigfoot, yeah, they're lumped together.
And there's a couple of them, but I just put the most famous one as the main one.
Okay, cool.
And
yeah.
I just want to warn everybody, these aren't, like I just said, they're power rankings. It's only subjective. And I'm fully going to admit there's a lot of stupid reasons why I ranked mine where I ranked them. And
what? Yeah, totally.
And that I'll explain those as we go. We had a miscommunication though, because Jeff didn't get all 37. He had all 22. So what we're going to do is, since it's my show and I can do whatever no, I'm just joking. I was just going to say, we'll go through my list of 37 in reverse order.
Nice.
And Jeff obviously can weigh in with his opinion.
Heck yeah.
And we will. Do you remember? And well, I guess we could say your rankings once we get up to 20, because I don't want people to not know your rankings.
Oh,
well.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That works for me. Sure.
So I'll do the first 17, but I imagine some of your 20 are in my first 17 because.
Oh yeah, totally they are.
Like a dickhead, I took you one of your recommendations, and it's the worst.
That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'll cross them off as you go off of my list, and then so I don't go over them again.
Nice.
Which will trim down my list considerably, but it'll make it way more fun.
Yeah, and also my least favorite is also a stupid reason.
Nice.
So
just before we get going, let's tell everybody, for those who aren't familiar with cryptids, what cryptids actually are. There's a branch of study called cryptozoology, and cryptozoology is the gathering of information regarding animals that may or may not, animals or creatures that may or may not exist, or that can or cannot be proven. Most of it's bullshit, but for all intents and purposes, today we're going to look at the best cryptids that Dale likes and the best cryptids that I like, and we'll see where they cross over.
Okay. The only thing I have to add to your description is cryptozoologists get a lot of their stuff that they're going to study from folklore and rumor.
Yeah.
So they don't go by the like, oh, I saw this. They're like, well, this folklore is about this creature. And actually
pictures on the internet.
The first, yeah, some of them are. Some of them have been made up in real time on the internet. So first of all, the worst, number 37, is the fucking jackalope, which I hate so much because I hated the voice that Dave Coulier used to voice the jackalope, or as he called him, Jack Ching Bada Bing, which everything about this just makes me hate it more.
Dale, you're getting progressively redder as you talk about the jackalope. Oh, I'm so mad about it.
Oh, you're so loud, Dale. What happened?
Yeah. So I had jackalope at number 9, so that's good. I had the catchphrase in there that Dave Coulier said, "Fast as fast can be, you'll never catch me." That stupid jackalope. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Tell me why you hate the jackalope so much. Is it mainly the Dave Coulier connotation?
It's all the Dave Coulier connotation. Jackalope. And yes, the whole reason I hate this thing is because of Dave Coulier, but also I hate the fake taxidermy ones.
Right, yeah, because that was like really popular a few years ago when they were like, people were making jackalopes, and like you would go to a bar. Wasn't there a bar called Jackalopes in Vancouver?
Oh, probably Vancouver.
For a little bit.
There's a band called Jackalope.
That makes sense.
By Dave Ogilvy, who's from Vancouver, I think. I don't know. He's some big in the rave scene guy. And then there was that song by Mike Snow, Animal, and I was like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
song rips. But on the album, it had a picture of a jackalope. Sorry, excuse me.
Boo.
It had a picture of a jackalope, and I was like, this ruins this a bit.
Yeah.
And it was all because of Dave Coulier, who was also the least funny uncle on Full House. Well, I guess Jesse wasn't even really funny.
Jesse
but-
wasn't funny, but he was cool.
Yeah, Joey was always just like oh, there's Joey, which is weird because usually I'm the guy who loves the funny guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually in the friend group. I'm the funny guy who doesn't grow up and is immature and stuff. So you figure that'd be right in my wheelhouse.
Be right in your that's totally your wheelhouse. You're totally you're our Uncle Joey.
So I'll just give you a
oh wait, that's Uncle Jesse.
Cut it out. That's the only thing he gave us. Also, me daydreaming about him slamming Tanya Katane on America's Funniest Home People.
Tawny Katane.
Tawny Katane, who I was gonna look this up before this podcast because I was thinking about this when I was driving home.
Sorkin? It was Arlene Sorkin on America's Funniest People.
No, it was Tanya Katane. Tawny Katane.
No,
Maybe
she was in a
two.
White Snake video. That was her claim to fame, and I know that because my wife is a rock and roll lady.
Your wife likes White Snake
And Rat and Winger and like all those terrible bands. From
that
the
doesn't
80s.
count as a real band.
It doesn't. Anyway, I digress.
That's like when you're like, who's your favorite band? And someone's like Poison, and you're like, what the fuck?
Hey man, Poison's okay. Poison,
Have you heard other music?
Yeah,
Because it's okay to like Poison, but
have you listened to
as your
past
favorite?
1989, or is that like where you got stuck? I can tell by the Fox Body Mustang that you haven't really progressed past that.
Yeah, you're like, I listened to hair metal. I'm like, as a joke?
Nope, for realsies.
Yeah. That's the way. This is the same way I listen to power metal as a joke.
As a joke, ironically. All right, what's number 36?
So, I just want to give a little background. The word
jackalope, okay.
jackalope is a portmanteau of jackrabbit and antelope. Many jackalope taxidermy mounts, including the original, are made with deer antlers in the 1930s. Douglas Harrigan and his brother hunters with taxidermy. Wow, I just fucking plowed right through all those commas.
You don't need them. Commas are
notes.
They're removing commas as we speak.
I feel like Wikipedia overuses commas. Okay, I'm gonna read this properly.
I overuse commas, so I'm cool with it.
In the 1930s, Douglas Herrick and his brother, hunters with taxidermy skills, popularized the American jackalope by grafting deer antlers onto a jackrabbit carcass and selling the combination to a local hotel in Douglas, Wyoming. Thereafter, they made and sold many similar jackalopes in retail outlet in South Dakota. But they didn't make it up either, because references to horned rabbits originated way back in the 13th century in the papilloma, or in the Persian work depicts. But that one, fuck, this is the first entry and I already can't read. I was reading two sentences
oh my God, there's
at once.
37 more of these. Everyone just,
okay.
The viewers just disappeared.
Okay, point. Sorry, viewers. A 13th century Persian work depicts a rabbit with a single horn, like a unicorn.
Oh, a unirabbit.
I got my P words mixed up because a lot of people, they're saying that these jackalopes might have come about because of people seeing horned rabbits in sightings of rabbits with this Chope papilloma virus, which is this virus.
Gives them a little head
which
nobblies.
Is I think it's called a keratogena carcinoma. Basically what that means is it's cancers with like the fingernail stuff your fingernails
hair
are
and
made
fingernails,
of.
Keratin. Yeah, and it just creates little nubblers on their heads.
Yeah, so they just grow all over their body, so they think that they had these like disgusting cancerous rabbits, and they're like, that looks like fun. Let's make jokes about it in the 80s.
Yeah, totally. Let's reference something from the 1300s and bring it back in the 80s. That's perfect. I love it.
And what did you say your number? You had Jackalope as 19?
Number 9. Jackalope's my number 9.
Top 10.
Top 10, Jackalope.
I just shat all over your top 10.
That's okay. I'm sure there'll be more shatting upon many of my cryptid friends.
And you know how I just said I hate the taxidermy cryptids, how they're made up? This is another one of yours I'm going to shit on. And that's
again.
Fiji Mermaid.
That's okay. That one's near my bottom. That's in my bottom half.
But the reason this isn't my bottom is because it was in the, okay, I'll read you the description.
All right.
The Fiji Mermaid was an object composed of the torso and head of a juvenile monkey sewn to the back half of a fish. It was a common feature of sideshows where it was presented as the mummified body of a creature that was supposedly half mammal and half fish, a version of the mermaid. Do you want to hear the reason why it's not my bottom?
Sure.
The original had fish
Tell me about your
scales
bottom.
with animal hair superimposed on its bodies
Yeah.
and pendulous breasts. It's the only reason it's not the bottom was because the description said it had pendulous breasts.
Pendulous. So
I told you my
pendulous breasts,
rankings were stupid.
that's low clangers. They're hanging down there. Those are belt level.
That was unusually horny for Wikipedia.
That was that was a late night edit by one of the interns. Yeah,
that was
totally.
like some guy pulls it up. He's like, haha, nobody's caught it.
You know what? I haven't typed in a long time. Pendulous breasts.
And the best part is this guy's making the Fiji.
You remember those things in the 80s? The knocking
pendulums.
Back, pendulous breasts. They hit each other.
They're made of metal balls and tied to strings.
Yeah, totally. Sorry. Go ahead. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. My favorite thought of this is thinking of the guy. He's like, got this dead monk. He's like, I'm going to sew this to a fish so people think it's mermaids. And then he's looking at it. He's like,
you know what this needs? You know what this needs?
It's almost there.
A healthy pair of long clangers. That's what this needs.
I don't even want to know where he got the clangers. Were they monkey clangers?
Monkey clangers, bro.
Or were they like dead person clangers?
Oh my god, would you call them monkey milkers? Is that what you would call Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go
pendulous monkey milkers.
Oh my god. You could call that when you look in the National Geographic at naked monkey milkers.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
That's some good iced tea right there. Good iced tea.
What did you have Fiji at again?
Fiji was at 16 for me.
Well, that's not bad. That's near your bottom.
I find that one funny because that's like a whole P.T. Barnum thing. So he was the one who really like, say what you will about P.T. Barnum. I know they make him look cool as hell in that Hugh Jackman movie about him, but like, he was like a totally horrible person. But I just find that Fiji Mermaid a funny one. Like, if that did exist, how, like, I could see that in that time when there's no information being shared and you go to this like weird sideshow, which it wouldn't have been called a sideshow at the time. It would have been just a show because there was nothing else in existence like it, right? It'd be like us going to the mall at this point, right? Like,
it's like, hey, do you want to go to the mall and look at dead stuff?
Yeah, sure. Totally, right? So like you walk through this hall and you see this thing and it's dimly lit and it looks like it could be a real thing, right? And so I can see how people would see that and be like, because mermaids, I don't know if you know about mermaids. Does mermaids enter your list at all?
No.
So
I left off fantastical creatures.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't really go into those. I went into like more cryptid kind of based ones, but like mermaids technically are a cryptid, right? But like you have mermaid sightings by so many people throughout history that the Fiji mermaid's not a huge step. It's not a huge leap to make cryptid wise. Like there's been tales of mermaids, like Christopher Columbus had an account of mermaids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, like fuck Christopher Columbus and all that shit, but like he, you know, the mad colonizer he is, but but the whole point is like relatively rational people who were, you know, educated and paid well in those time frames, like made claims of mermaids. And most people in historical texts thought mermaids are like manatees for the most part, because
that's what I was gonna say.
Pretty lonely out there on the boat,
dude. How those manatee milkers look?
Manatee milkers.
Every cryptid's just gonna have its own milker's nickname for breasts.
Oh my god, manatee milkers, right? Like you've been on a boat with enough dudes long enough, you're like, that manatee's looking pretty good. That mermaid over there's looking hot.
Yeah, because I don't want to sound desperately horny, but would you fuck that manatee?
I might take that. I might take my chances.
The one guy's putting lipstick on it and listening to Goodbye Horses.
I'd fuck this. Oh god. Anyway, moving right along.
Number 35 is the lizard man of Skateboard Swamp.
Okay,
So
I don't know this one, so you're gonna have to. I'll weigh in, but you give me the.
This one is so low because it's so dumb. Is an entity said to inhabit the swampland. Oh my god! Lizard man of Skateboard Swamp
start.
Is an entity said to inhabit the swampland of the region. First mentioned in the late 1980s, the purported sightings and damage attributed to the creature yielded a significant amount of newspaper, radio, and television publicity. On July 14th, 1988, the Lee County Sheriff's Office investigated a report of a car damaged overnight while parked at the home in the area of Browntown, outside Bishopville, South Carolina, on the edges of the Skateboard Swamp. The car reportedly had tooth marks and scratches with hair and muddy footprints left behind. Sheriff Liston Truesdale noted that it was the start of various claims that eventually coalesced into the story about a lizard man in the swamp, prompted by the news of vehicle damage. 17-year-old, this is the whole thing. Listen to this. 17-year-old local Christopher Davis reported to the sheriff that his car was damaged by a creature he described as green and wet-like, about 7 feet tall and had 3 fingers, red eyes, skin like a lizard, snake-like scales. 2 weeks prior, according to Davis, he was driving home from working the night shift at a fast food restaurant when his car got a flat tire. After fixing it, he saw a creature walking towards him. Davis got in his car and began to drive, but the creature was soon on top of the car. He applied his brakes, causing the creature to roll off the car, giving Davis enough time to escape. And that's it. Such a bunk story. Like, if I saw a 7, I guess I would drive away too.
Yeah, like that's drunk uncle in the wilderness level story right there.
Yeah. Plus it's 88, so you can't really do anything. Like if that happened now, I'd like tape it with my phone. Right. And that way, at least if I died, I would have like one good TikTok.
So that's kind of like, so you bring up a good point there. A lot of these cryptids that we're going to be talking about are like, they sort of start popping up around the like 60s, 70s, and 80s when there's like not a ton of camera technology to prove otherwise, right? Like, I know we're going to talk about him later. The Bigfoot sighting, it's apparently a she.
Is it?
Yeah. I'll dig that up in a second, but yeah.
Sasquatch milkers?
Sasquatch milkers. Oh god, I can't wait till we talk about possessed human flesh Wendigo milkers. Anyway, here we go. Oh my god, Sasquatch milkers. thick milkers. Anyway, now I'm not thinking about anything. Okay. So
except Sasquatch milkers.
Sasquatch milkers.
Anyway. Sasquatch titties.
Fuck, what was I even talking about? Okay, so the video technology. So some of them that we're gonna rip into, some of the ones that are on my list are more recent.
Ooh, yeah.
More recent cryptids with video evidence. Anyway, carry on.
I have another one of yours at 34.
Yeah, this one is one of mine, and this one appears, if this is the one I'm thinking of, this one appears at number 14 for me.
Do you want to hear the dumbest reason why this one's so low on the list?
Tell me why it's so low on the list, because this one's higher up on mine.
Because I was like, you wrote it, and what you wrote was, it looks like a pair of pants, several sightings across USA, including Yosemite National Park. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I'm going to Google this to see what it looks like. And this was like 2017. There was like an infamous video of it.
Did you see the video of it?
Yeah, I watched that, but it had like this guy talking over it, doing like his own radio show voice. And he was so bad at talking. Like that first part when I was reading, that was him through the whole video. And I was like, fuck, I hate like early, like mid 2010s YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's pretty bad
where
stuff.
People like were just so, it's just like, they're like, why are you in front of a camera if you're this uncomfortable?
Yeah,
like they're
totally.
like, and then the pants were, and they're like all out of breath. And that's why it's so low on that for me.
Okay. So Dale didn't mention this, but what this one is called is the Fresno Nightcrawler. So the Fresno Nightcrawler is also known as the Fresno Alien.
I didn't say the name.
You didn't say the name. And it's a cryptid that's made 2 appearances one in Fresno, California, where it gets its name from, and the other one is in Yosemite National Park, which is also technically in California. So in both sightings, it's only been seen in video footage. However, a man in Poland is also claimed to have seen the creature. So the witness was a 60-year-old former Marine and his wife were driving near Carmel, California on December 12th, 2014, when they came up over a hill and saw a 7-foot tall, slender gray creature, which is known as the Carmel area creature. The unnamed witness said the following: "We recently bought a place in the Fort Hill area in Southeast Highland County. We first noticed after about 30 days of living here that we suddenly have a perfect circle that stays fresh and green no matter the weather in our front yard. On Friday night, the 12th, we were driving home. After turning on Carmel Road, which leads to our road, we went around the curve by the Carmel Church and then up a small incline, and approximately 10 feet over the incline in front of our truck, the alien ran across the road and into the woods." So there have been many possible sightings of the Nightcrawler, and it's usually a thin, armless, pale white humanoid creature that's also been seen in Ohio. So basically a Fresno Nightcrawler. They're like short, about 1.5 meters tall. About like what's that at, like under 6 feet, like 5'4" kind of thing.
1.5 meters tall is 4.5 feet.
4.5 feet, yeah. So most of their height is made up of their legs. So it's like extremely skinny, tiny upper body, and there's no details. So when you watch that video, it's sort of like it literally looks like it goes fast, it stops, and it goes fast again, and it stops, and then it gates like super wide, like this.
Wow! I watched a different video where it looked like a pair of pants that were just like floating like this.
Yeah, there's the other video is one. It's like kind of in some trees, and it's like it's shot in a nighttime cam. What is that called?
Ooh.
Night vision camera. And it's like a security camera, and it literally looks like it's coming out of the woods, and it walks and stops.
That video.
Okay, I'll try and track it down and send it to you. But yeah, that one's the best one so far. That's the one from Fresno. So that's where it got its name from.
Nice.
Right.
Number 33, the Brosno Dragon, which I guess I could have included with the Ogopogo, but I left this one separate because it dates back to the 13th century, and I didn't have another Russian entry on my list. So this is also known as the Brosnya lake monster, which in Russian folklore is said to inhabit Lake Brosno near Andriopol in Western Russia. It is described as resembling a dragon and is the subject of a number of regional legends.
Interesting.
Yes, and they said it could be either a beaver or a pike. Oh, that's the reason I kept it separate, because the Ogopogo, they say pike a lot, but they never say beaver.
They never say beaver. That's a weird one. Like it's a dragon, but it's a beaver or possibly a pike. A pike's a fish, is it not?
Yeah, pike's those big long fish.
Right. Yeah.
That's what all the Ogopogo ones they say look like.
All right.
You want to talk more about it?
Well, okay. I can use one of my lower ones if you want that fits in with this one.
Yeah.
At number 19 for me is the similar to Ogopogo and similar to the one you were just bringing up. It's called the giant oarfish.
Oh, okay.
So they're seen on the coast of Bermuda, and if you Google it, you can find a picture of some Marines in the 90s, like U.S. Marines, holding one, and it's about 28 feet long.
Oh, wow.
It's a big, like a really long, kind of tapered fish. So if you know what a sturgeon looks like, it kind of looks like that, but it has a big wing on the back of it. Yeah. So like, I guess that'll be a tall dorsal fin, but it like runs the whole length of the back, and it looks like a friggin' monster. It's frightening.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, that's what they say. All of the Ogopogo ones is oarfish. But yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, I just wanted to add that one in. Then we could skip that one.
That's good. I don't have that on my list.
You should see this picture, man. It's wild.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
28-foot sea monster that can survive being cut in half.
Oh, crazy. What?
Yeah. So it can be cut in half, and the back half drops off, but the front half still swims and it regenerates. And these things are huge.
Wow. I think I'll add pictures of all these on
Sure.
the video, which
there's a picture of the giant oarfish with a bunch of Marines holding it. It's
nice.
so big. It's so creepy looking.
Have you seen the giant sunfish? Those are also
those
crazy
those are
looking.
wild. They're so big.
They look like a goldfish or something.
But
they're like
huge,
like the size of a trampoline or something.
I feel like they shouldn't exist. It's one of those animals that like it's awkward looking in its size and characteristics.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you see stuff like that and you're like, yeah, it shouldn't be alive.
It's like
we're talking about
how are you surviving right now?
Yeah. We're talking about things that may or may not exist, but this thing exists and looks like it shouldn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. Number 32 is another one of yours, the Black Shuck.
Oh, the Black Shuck. This one is one of my I have it at the back end of my list, but only because I think I added it last. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to talk about it?
I'll give the short description that you had thrown in there, and then I think I looked up something or not, but then you can add to it. How's that?
Okay, that sounds great.
In
This one's one of my favorites.
In Blytheburg, Suffolk, said to be a large black dog all the way up to the size of a horse, usually preceding a bad event. On the 4th of August, 1577, a Blytheburg Black Shuck is said to have bust in through the doors of Holy Trinity Church to a clap of thunder. He ran up to the nave. I don't know what that is. What's a nave in a church?
It's sort of like a pulpit. It's the area in front of the pulpit where the priest sits, where the choir congregates. Carry on.
Okay, past a large congregation, killing a man and boy and causing the church steeple to collapse through the roof. As the dog left, he left scorch marks on the north door, which can be seen at the church to this day. Nuts. Yeah. Dude, fucking busted into the clap of thunder.
Yeah. So
that is some possessed shit.
Yeah. So the history and the sort of the tale behind it is that the thunderclap, the scorch mark on the back of the church is said to have been lightning, and the thunder is what accompanied it, which brought the Black Shuck. So there's still, I know in your list, and I don't know where it appears on your list, you're talking about like British dogs. It's very, very common, but Black Shuck is one of my like favorites because it's a local one from like where my family is from.
Oh, nice.
So it's pretty interesting stuff.
I like the European cryptids and stuff because they're like back from like 1577.
Oh my God, they date so far back, right? Yeah.
Whereas like North American ones are just like, hey, 1965.
1965.
When some guy was drunk.
I saw some Sam Squanch milkers in the woods and I was horny and shit. And I went after it. It smelled bad, but I don't care. Clangers, baby. Woo. Clangers is clangers.
Number 31, I have British big cats.
There we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So you have them ranked low. I understand. It's fine.
There's like a bunch of them, also referred to as ABCs, an alien or anomalous big cats, phantom cats, and mystery cats. Feature in reported sightings of large felids, which I'm guessing is just the cat thing.
Yeah.
Feral in the British Isles. Many of these creatures have been described as panthers, pumas, and black cats. The existence of the population of true big cats in Britain, especially a breeding population, is rejected by many experts owing to lack of convincing evidence for the presence of these animals, which require huge amounts of food.
Yeah.
There have been some incidents of recovered individual animals, often medium-sized species such as the Eurasian lynx.
Yeah.
But in one 1980 case, a puma was captured alive in Scotland. These are generally believed to have been escaped or released exotic pets that have been held illegally, possibly released after the animals became too difficult to manage or after the introduction of the Dangerous Wild Act of 1976. Some sightings at a distance, I really should have pared down these notes.
That's fine.
May be explicable as domestic cats seen near to a viewer. This is the dumbest thing. So what they're saying is some of these giant black cats might have just been regular cats, but they were close up and the person thought they were far away, so they thought they were bigger. Another French theory
that's how
says
you take dick pics. If I know, it's all
pretend
about
this is in the background.
I've actually never done that, so I don't really know.
What?
Yeah, man. This is a bone of contention with most of my friends.
Bone of contention.
Get it? A bone
Yeah.
of contention. No, I'm 46. I missed that window of dick pics. No one
Yeah,
wants
and
to
you've
see
been
that.
married forever.
18 years.
Yeah, so I think you got married right before dick pics were a
2007,
thing.
so not 18 years, but yeah, but like long enough ago that I didn't even have a camera phone at that time.
Yeah, because dick pics only got popular in like 2012-ish.
Yeah.
Although, funny story about dick pics. We went to this house party, and there was a cat, like an old school film, like camera sitting on the counter. And I was like, somebody shouldn't have done that, because I was like 23 and a dickhead. So I took the camera to the bathroom, took a picture of my dick, like not even a nice one, just like an
open shorts picture. Yeah.
And I totally forgot all about it. And then like 3 weeks later, I was at the mall, and this girl comes running up to me. She's like, "You fucking asshole." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
She's like, "It was you."
She was like, "It was your dick. I asked everybody. I had to find out whose it was. I got that film developed, and my mom saw it." And I was like, "This is Christmas. This is going to tie me over for so long."
Yeah.
Like, kids nowadays will never know the excitement of just someone yelling at you in a mall because a dick pic you forgot you took made its way into her mom's hands. Oh, it was so good.
That's second only to your actual dick making it into her mom's hands.
Hey. Mommy milk her hands.
Mommy milk her hands. Oh, Dale. It's weird. I got scared. I thought it was much bigger up close.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of cats.
Cats.
There's specific big cats. There's the Beast of Bowden Moor.
Yep.
There is the Beast of Exmoor. So those are just two specific ones.
Same shit, different pile.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
So at number 30, I have an Elwedritsch.
What?
So this is my first German entry.
Yeah.
So this is a fictional creature that supposedly inhabits the Palatinate of Germany. It's described as being a chicken-like creature with antlers.
Oh, yeah.
It also has scales instead of feathers. However, it is said that their wings are of little use. That is why they live mainly in underbrush and under vines. Sometimes Elwedritsch are depicted with antlers of a stag, and their beaks often appear to be very long. In the second half of the 20th century, artists increasingly portrayed Elwedritsch as female by adding breasts.
Clangers, baby.
Hey, that's why I made it number 30.
It all comes back to this.
Elwedritsch milkers.
That's so hard to say. I think we gotta, yeah.
Okay, I'll spell it out so you guys just don't. You could think I'm an idiot because I am, but it's ELWETRITSCHEN.
Very German, yeah.
Yeah, the German listeners are like, that's so easy to say.
Yeah, like that is a baby that we knew of when we were toddlers and infants.
So these supposedly originate from crossbreeding chickens, ducks, and geese with mythical wood creatures such as goblins and elves. Being a fowl, they naturally lay eggs, which as a result of descending from forest spirits, grow during breeding season.
Ah.
So I love the thought of someone being like, "Hey, we got this chicken and this goblin. What are you guys thinking?
Chicken goblin, put some titties on it."
Which one's the mom? Which one's the dad?
The one with the titties.
So,
oh god,
did a goblin fuck the chicken, or did the chicken fuck a goblin?
Oh my god, we'll never know.
These are historical questions I need answered.
Dale needs to know. He needs to know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that one's terrifying. All right, we gotta speed this up. We're
an hour in.
Well, we're not really an hour in. We're like half an hour in, but
we've gone through 8.
We've gone through 8. Let's go. Speed up.
We might have to do a 2-parter. Okay.
Yeah, we might have to.
Australian dinosaurs. This is basically in Australia. There have been accounts of living dinosaurs, specifically in the Darling Downs. Farmers have reported strange noises, with some cryptozoologists tied to the ornithopod dinosaur, Madabursaurus. First try. It lived in what is now northeastern Australia, sometime between 112 and 99.6 million years ago. So yeah, I like dinosaurs, so that's on the list.
Cool.
That's basically like, if you go and read up to this, there's a whole bunch of different specific dinosaurs they talk about, but I just put Australian dinosaurs as one.
Yeah, this is a strange one, because it's like I mean, it's such a short entry. Whenever I type in Australian dinosaurs into Google, it just like tells me the ones that potentially lived there back in dinosaur days. So don't have anything. I don't have anything to add to this one. I think that one is, we can probably chalk that one up to bullshit.
I don't know. Dinosaurs.
It's Australians telling tall tales as they do, calling each other the C word, right? And talking about dinosaurs out in the outback. I don't think that's I don't. You know, I'm Australian racist, right?
Yeah.
So
we went through that last episode, and
right.
I think everybody who's not an Australian is Australian racist.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. That's the way I like it.
My next one is an Almas.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Reading through my notes, I realized this could have been. Oh no, okay, this could be considered in the Bigfoot family, but there's a reason I left it out, and that's right at the end.
Milkers?
Yeah. So the Almas is a folk creature or deity said to inhabit the Caucasus and Pamir Mountains of Central Asia. Basically, it looks like a Bigfoot. We're told that it had a flat face like that of a human being, and that it often walked on two legs. Its body was covered with thick black fur, and its feet were armed with enormous claws. Its strength was terrible, and not only were hunters afraid of attacking it, but the inhabitants moved whenever they saw it. And this is the reason.
Bye.
This is the reason why it's not with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
A 2014 study concluded that hair samples attributed to the Almas were from species including brown bear, horse, and cow.
Okay. So
a cow.
A cow. Get the fuck out of here, it's Almas.
I'm a fucking ape man.
Oh my god, it's so scary, man.
Yeah, I like the part where they're like, they hear a cow and they're like, we're moving our houses. We're not staying here.
Yeah, we're leaving. We fucking pack it up. We're going. There's a cow. There's an Almas over here. It's moving at me. We gotta go. God.
27 is atmospheric beasts.
Oh, okay. I like this one.
This one is weird. These are the strangest of the flying monsters from ufology, cryptozoology, and astrobiology. According to eyewitness reports, these beings are apparently living creatures, but they break all the usual rules that the biologists apply to living organisms. They appear to being able to levitate without any need for wings, as well as their bodies are even depicted on a semi-solid, often partially invisible state. For those who believe atmospheric beliefs or beasts are very fragile and lightweight creatures who are either native to Earth or are aliens that come from elsewhere. If the latter view is taken, then atmospheric beasts are sometimes thought to have originated in the atmosphere of some other planet, but they can also be thought of as originating in interstellar gas clouds, so that they are, in effect, aliens without a native planet and able to swim through space. I love this. Remember that movie Treasure Planet?
I do not.
The cartoon?
No.
There was space whales, and I was like, fucking space whales. And
that's pretty cool.
Pumped. And
I just wanted to say
whales and like flying whales and shit. I love that shit so much.
I get semi-rigid when you talk about cryptids. So just for the record. I was like waiting patiently to make that joke. I'm gonna let him finish and then I'll make that joke. And then I'm gonna finish.
Nice.
Did you look? I mentioned air rods? I think.
Oh yeah, I put those in as like a subcategory of air beasts.
Yeah, totally. So like air rods, there's like this whole thing with air rods where it's like a long kind of shaft of air and it has like wavy grooves to it. and people see them all the time, and they record them on video. And there's a theory that the air rods, when they're caught on video, because they're caught on video, it's actually like a bug or something, and it won't keep up the frame rate, the FPS of the camera.
Yeah.
So it looks like this cool, freaky air rod in the middle of the sky, but it's just a bug that is like outside of the frame rate. It's like moving back and forth. So
yeah. Whenever you get something that is only in video or only on camera,
you have to start questioning that.
It's always something in the camera. Like, not to throw my girlfriend under the bus, but she's always like, did you see this picture I took? I got an orb in it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, this right here. I'm like, that's a sun flare.
Yeah.
That's the reflection of the lens on the inner lens reflecting back to the outer lens.
It's a soul trapped on Earth, Dale.
Yeah. And I explained that to her, and she's like, no, it's an orb. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And then I started getting them in my pictures. I was like, look how many orbs I got.
I have one up here.
I
got an orb up there.
Nice.
It's a reflection. All right.
Number 26, the Dobhar-chú, which is,
I don't know what this is either.
It's an Irish entry.
I don't know. Ooh.
It is also known as water dog or water hound or king otter.
Ooh.
Is a creature
sweet. That was what you were doing earlier.
Yeah, is a creature of Irish folklore. It resembles both a dog and an otter, though it sometimes is described as half dog, half fish. It lives in water and has fur with protective properties. Physical description of the Dobhar-chú resemble an otter, but said to be about 5 times as large, 10 to 15 feet, with white pelt, otter, black ear tips, and a black cross on its back. Though, due to the murky waters it is said to reside in, its pelt may be portrayed as darker.
Would it even be Irish if it didn't have a black cross on its back? Like, I feel like that's oh god, I'm now apparently Irish racist too. This is great.
Yeah.
This is going well today. Yeah, I'm just racist against other white people.
You're allowed to be racist as long as it's other white people.
Okay. Yeah. It has a giant black cross on its back. I can't even do an Irish accent to save my life.
It's the king otter. Wait, that wasn't. So, you know what I do as a loophole, which doesn't explain anything and nobody accepts it? I just say I have Commonwealth accents.
Yeah.
So it's as long as it stays within any country in the Commonwealth. So that's like Ireland, Scotland, Australia, Wales.
The G7 countries. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. G7 country accent. Totally. I have like a generic generic Western European accent that my wife, it's like Swedish, but my wife says it's terrible. So
do you talk like the Swedish accent?
Totally.
I love the Swedish accent.
It's very much based on that, and it kind of sounds like this.
There's the show called Ragnarok where it's about Thor come to Sweden right now. I've been watching it so much, and it's like his mom is who I focus on to get the Swedish accent. Do you want to eat a banana? They're good for you, full of potassium.
Nice. Oh my god. Does she have Valkyrie milkers?
Ding. Yeah. Number 25, Con Rit, which is probably not the way you're supposed to pronounce it, but whatever. It's from Vietnam, and it's basically just a giant fucking centipede that lives in the ocean and has bony plates, and it swims like a fish with those. Yeah,
that's horrifyingly realistic.
Yeah.
I've seen some shit. I've seen some bugs in my time in some random places, and it's not fun.
Yeah, the only reason this is on my list so high is because it's fucking creepy.
It's so creepy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just that whole multi-leg invertebrate kind of like walking around with plates on, like even if you step on it, it's sort of armored kind of thing. And you're like,
yeah, I think
I don't
centipede and millipede is the least the last bug I'd be likely to handle.
Yeah, well, we have them here, right? We have them here, and they're not deadly or anything. They're not not like they do in Asia.
They don't exist in real life.
Yeah, there's some pretty terrible ones. Yeah, but like a big one with like chitinous plates, I'm out.
That you can hear.
You can hear coming.
It does like ASMR noises when it walks.
It totally does ASMR. Yeah. I'm typing, giant Con Rit sounds in.
Like an old typewriter.
Yeah. oh God, it makes my skin crawl. My shoulders are in my ears. This is not relaxing. It's supposed to be relaxing. Oh God, no thanks, Con Rit.
Do you want to do
Nicolas
this?
Cage in that? Sorry.
Oh God.
Oh my God, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Put the bunny in the box.
Oh my God.
Do you want to do this as a two-parter? Because we're at 25.
Oh no,
We've
I'm
gone
good. I'm
through
good to go for a
12.
little bit longer if you want.
I think we should split it because we're
You wanna
already
split
at
it?
an
Okay.
hour and a bit.
Okay, let's do Thunderbird though for sure. Let's go there.
Oh yeah,
We'll
let's go
24.
to
Oh, go
20.
to Kraken. Let's go to Kraken, and then we can kick it off with Loch Ness Monster.
Oh no, wait. What's half of 37? It's like 18.
18, 19, yeah.
So we got to get down to 19.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Let's go to Loch Ness Monster. That's my
Perfect. Let's do
that's
that.
my
We can-
20th.
Yeah, and then we can start with Slenderman next week. That sounds good. Let's do that.
Slenderman.
Okay.
Slenderman.
So number 24 is Thunderbird.
Slenderman.
Okay, Slenderman's later.
I just
Slenderman. That is
by the
neither
way,
you
that's the
nor
reason
I.
he's that high on the list. Slenderman. That's
Would you
the
like to
only
say
reason.
Slenderman?
Yeah.
Slenderman. Slenderman.
Okay. Number 24, Thunderbird.
So this is
Um,
our local university sports team name.
Yeah, Thunderbird Stadium. I've been
Many
to
times to see rock and
an
roll
Edge
shows.
Fest, a Warp, Tour,
Yep.
3 Warp Tours there.
Saw oh my God, I saw a whole bunch of bands there. That was one of those Edge Fests was when Len played and somebody threw a water bottle at the lead singer and they stopped playing
Oh.
halfway through Steal My Sunshine. Anyway, those were the days. The
Yeah.
heady 90s.
I met Nardwar there.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Weird dude, totally legit Canadian icon. Super
Yeah.
weird dude. The Thunderbird. There's did you see that video of the Thunderbird?
What? No.
There's a video from like the 70s of of like an actual Thunderbird, but it just looks like a huge eagle or like a albatross or something. Like it's just basically a giant bird. But there's like a video from
that's
the
still
70s
cool.
of a Thunderbird. Yeah. So if you get a chance to look that one up, it's pretty neat. It's just flying, but it is enormous.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, read me. So Thunderbird, this is one that comes from folklore too, isn't it?
Yeah. Is a legendary creature in certain North American indigenous peoples' history and culture. It is considered a supernatural being of power and strength. The Thunderbird is said to create thunder by flapping its wings and lightning by flashing its eyes.
Oh.
The Thunderbird myth and motif is prevalent among Algonquin peoples in the Northeast. And the Iroquois people surrounding the Great Lakes. I think I only did half these notes. That's why I'm stumbling to see if I wrote about the West. Yeah, no, sorry.
Okay.
I effed that up because this is one that I was going to go back and add more notes to, but I only added the Eastern indigenous people.
The Eastern indigenous people, because we definitely have Thunderbirds in like Haida culture.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't read about the local stuff. Shite. Hold on, sir. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
There's got to be local stuff about Thunderbirds. Like there's Thunderbird. Oh my God, the Emily Carr has like images of Thunderbird totem poles.
Yeah, and there's definitely
on the West Coast.
When you see the big bird on the top of totem poles, that's usually
a Thunderbird. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so it looks like there's, well, I guess this is like in the Southwest and stuff because they have they're on like those desert blankets and stuff. Okay,
yeah.
Wikipedia just failed me because it only has the notes that I read you before.
Okay, well, Thunderbirds are kick ass.
Let me see. UBC. Is it? No, it's not at UBC.
Yeah, it's UBC.
Oh,
yeah, it's UBC Thunderbirds. That's their sports team name.
History. Yeah. So, there we go. History of the Thunderbird nickname. I'm on the UBC website, so this has to be smart.
This has to be smart.
Yeah.
The university wouldn't post anything weird.
The mysterious Thunderbird, a creature able to grant supernatural blessings or engage in warfare with the Earth's most fierce beasts, with lightning for eyes, fierce rings, and according to legend, talons strong enough to pluck whales out of the ocean. This bird was revered by native people of the North Pacific coast. Okay, here we go. This is more regional specific.
This is more regional for us, yeah.
It was this vision of strength.
I have an orb.
Oh, snap.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay, that's fine. You actually saved me because now it just goes into
the history of sports at UBC.
Why, yeah, the history of sports and why they picked it as a nickname. Okay, yeah. Oh. So
I wonder if my school do they still call them the Clan?
What? What
SFU.
School are you part of? Oh.
Here's the name. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. The Clan?
Yeah, it used to be the Clan.
Woof.
Like, you know, like the Scottish Clan.
Oh. Why don't they just call you guys the Tartans?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was Clan Athletics back in the day. I don't think it's called that anymore.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to be called the Clan anymore, which is probably good.
Yeah. They're probably like silent, like pretty quietly. We're like, we're gonna ixnay on this. We're just
gonna ixnay on the Anclay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
So I'm sorry I failed you all.
That's okay. Thunderbirds are kick-ass and they're awesome, and they appear in lots of artwork and lots of mythology from the people in this region. And like, I mean, imagine a bird that flaps its, like the image I saw of the actual flying Thunderbird. You imagine seeing a bird that size and hearing its wings flap. You might actually hear, like the condors in California, it's kind of the same jam, right? Like,
oh yeah,
they're so big you can literally hear their wings flapping when they get close to you. So like, you can hear little birds' wings flap when they're close to you. Like, imagine a giant bird flapping.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna sound like thunder, right?
Especially if there's no background noise either.
Yeah,
do
totally.
Like a couple quick flaps to go. Yeah.
This is when we're shooting podcasts in the summer. I get the James Cameron or the Michael Bay lens flare in my as the sun goes down for a few minutes.
I had to do my blackout curtains to get rid of mine because mine does the same thing actually. Right about now. So number 23, the Mongolian Deathworm.
Oh my God, that's the best band name ever.
Yeah, right.
We're Mongolian Deathworm.
This is supposed to exist in the Gobi Desert.
I think I read this one is called something else. And that there actually are some creatures in here in that desert that are like a sand shrew or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And it does move under the sand creepily. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, they say this looks like the sand boa.
Yes, yeah, that was the one. You were telling me about that. That's right.
Yeah, so this guy was like, yeah, that's just that snake that lives in the desert. And people are like, you mean it's not just a giant death worm?
Oh my God. The actual direct translation is Olgai Korkoi. I probably butchered that. Large intestine worm.
Ew.
In Mongolian. That is gross. Boffed.
Oh yeah. So what happened was in 1983, they took someone who had seen this old guy Korkoi, and they showed him the body of a Tartar sand boa, and they're like, "Is this the creature you saw?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, that's the creature I saw." And then they're like, closed their book and just left.
Bye, adios, bye. Sorry, we're done with you.
My time.
Pretty sure nobody said adios. That was my bad. Sorry.
And then they're like, imagine if we just had a picture to show this to them. We could have saved so much time.
We could have saved so much time instead of dragging this dude out to the desert to actually have a look at this thing. Yeah. I'm using my shoulder to block the sun. It's pretty
nice.
Yeah.
Next on the list, number 22 is the Ningen.
Okay, I don't know what this one is either.
This is one of those recently made up in 2002. Is an aquatic humanoid whale-like creature supposedly inhabiting the sub-Antarctic oceans. It was invented by Japanese internet users. The legend surrounding the Ningen began in 2002 on a forum post on the Japanese online forum website 2channel, which is the predecessor to 4chan, is it not?
I don't know. I don't know any of that stuff. Why would you ask me? I'm not cool. I don't know about the Chans.
People know that. So anyways, 2chan, which
Okay.
claims that the members of a whale research ship witnessed the creature as it surfaced near the ship off the Antarctic coast. Originally thinking it was a submarine, the crew went to take a closer look, but the submarine vanished into the waves. The Ningen is described as a whale-like creature that has the anatomical similarities to humans. The creature has a face. The creature has a face.
Yeah. Oh my God, these pictures are terrible.
Don't most creatures have faces?
Yeah, no, I know, but it has like it's like a.
Oh, did you Google it?
I Googled it. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
picture-
have nightmares about this now.
The picture looks like a white Pac-Man with giant legs.
Yeah, totally
right?
does. There's a bunch of them. Yeah, totally. It looks like a white Pac-Man with legs. It's pretty weird. And there's another one where there's like somebody drew a picture of it. It basically looks like a whale with kind of a human face with a hump on its head.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's terrifying.
They're said to have extremely large limbs and or arms and hands, and is about 65 to 100 feet long. The pigmentation of this creature is said to be pale white. The creature has a large slit-like mouth and either small or large gaping eyes.
That's also a manatee, and I'm gonna fuck it.
Beluga milkers?
Yeah,
I think it's just a beluga whale.
in the big blue sea.
Do you remember seeing that picture of like a beluga whale surfacing and it's bent over weird so that its fat looks like muscles?
Totally. And I like all the drawings of it too, where it shows like the dude's all ripped underneath. It's all ripped underneath the ocean. Yeah. Totally.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Beluga milkers for reals.
Number 21 is the Kraken, which we all learned about on Pirates of the Caribbean.
I have one on my
Oh,
wrist.
do you?
Dope. You can see it. I have a Kraken destroying a ship right there.
That's awesome.
On my arm. I got a little Kraken there. That's courtesy of my good friend Mark Ainsworth at Rain City Tattoo. A little plug for him there.
Nice. Yeah. I kind of want to get an octopus tattoo. I
love Kraken. So there's a ship on here. There's a ship.
Yeah,
there's a ship, but it's being destroyed by a Kraken on my wrist, and it's I love that mythology of like every culture that is seafaring has a giant squid Kraken kind of creature in its mythology, right? Like there's, and it could be anything. Like there's stories of it like it's a giant wave, but somebody saw a tentacle and then it became the Kraken, right? Like it's not necessary. It's one of those things where like the more we talk about these cryptids that are like from at the sea. It's very much of like your mind starts playing tricks on you. You're out like think about the old days of sailing when you like were like, let's navigate by the stars and we'll go to the new world. Everything would freak you the fuck out.
Yeah,
you're on a boat with a bunch
they all
of
had
dudes.
bad eyesight.
They all have bad eyesight, right? Nobody's brushed their teeth. They're drinking rum and like eating salted meat. You're gonna be fucked up and you're gonna see some weird shit and you're in the ocean and it's dark and it's forever and like shit happens. You're gonna start seeing Krakens. So.
Yeah, one of the things people don't realize is back then the water was dirty, so they always drank like mead or ale instead of water, so they're drunk 24/7.
Yeah, like 90% of the time they're hammered. They're a little bit drunk. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the only notes I have on this is some people say it started out as a giant octopus and then they say it's probably a giant squid because giant squids can get up to 50 feet in length. So they're saying that's probably what they saw, but
there's a giant squid in a museum somewhere, biggest giant squid in museum. I think it's in Japan or something like that. The colossal squid, it weighed in at 495 kilograms or 1,091 pounds. So that weighs like the same as my motorcycle.
How big is it?
I'm looking it up right now. It is, it's in the Museum of New Zealand at Te Papa Tongarawa. I said that wrong. Anyway, it is, I'm trying to get the length on it here. 33 to 46 feet long, 10 to 14 meters.
Damn.
I guess they can't measure it fully because of its tentacles, right? Like they have to assume it's about, because you know how squids kind of like they expand and contract a little bit. Yeah. So like this thing is friggin' huge. Yeah. So, you know, and that's one they've found. And like, you know, there's places where they haven't found the bottom of the ocean yet. So
That's scary. Yeah, it comes, or the Kraken specifically, as opposed to all other sea creatures, is off the coast of Norway.
Yeah, totally. That's Norse mythology, the seafaring
Mhm.
culture again, right? Like we talked about
Yeah.
earlier.
And then because each seafaring culture has different sea monsters, but this is just
Totally.
theirs.
But this is their, like, that's the big one. That's sort of where the Kraken comes from. So
yeah,
that's a good one. I love the Kraken. That's a neat one. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's been around since 1700. I was just like trying to like give a little bit more info on it because it's weird because it's one you just think everybody knows.
Everybody
because of,
knows it.
like,
Yeah.
The movie Pirates of the Caribbean. There's a hockey team called the
Oh yeah,
Kraken now.
right. I forgot about that. There's the that's right. Did you know there's also
Yeah.
a Kraken cryptocurrency?
Oh, is there?
I don't know anything about cryptocurrency, but I knew that for some reason.
There are 100 million coins. So basically the way I'll just give you.
Oh God, I kicked him off. I'm sorry, listeners at home.
No, I'm not a crypto bro. I'm just going to explain what this means. So basically there's the Ethereum chain and which everything is based off. So like the Ethereum chain is just like what everything is based off. So it's like when you say there's a crypto or a Kraken cryptocurrency, that just means that
one of a gazillion.
It's like, there's a gazillion of them, but they're all based on the same technology. I think there's more than Ethereum, but I don't know the other ones.
I got a Kraken entry I can read for you here from the Natural History Museum. Okay, so originating in the Scandinavian folklore, the Kraken is usually depicted as an aggressive cephalopod-like creature capable of destroying entire ships and dragging sailors to their doom. Colossal, many cultures around the world have a myth or a legend about a tentacled beast bothering seamen or generally getting up to no good. In ancient Greece,
did those Kraken getting up to no good?
Kraken get up to no good. Kraken milkers. In ancient Greece, Aristotle and Pliny the Elder wrote about teuthos, which are squid. There's the Scylla in the Odyssey, and similar myths from the Caribbean, which is called a Lusca, and Japan, which is called an Akora Kamui, and New Zealand, the Te Hueke Mutarangi.
Nice.
Yeah. There's illustrations from 1854 identifying sea monks and bishops as cephalopods because that's how prevalent it was in their cultures.
Oh wow.
Yeah, interesting.
What did you have that ranked as on your list?
I had Kraken as number 5 on my list.
Oh damn, that's
high
high
up there. I just find them so well because I have one on my arm mainly.
That's true.
So I just find them really fascinating. I mean, that whole, like I explained earlier, like the whole theory of like being at sea and being just fucking terrified. Like, say you live your whole life on land and one day they're like, Dale, you're gonna go explore in the new world. And you're like, okay. And they're like, you're gonna go on this boat. And you're like, okay. Have you ever been on a boat before? Nope. Okay, you're gonna eat this weird meat and drink this meat all day. And you're gonna row and hang out. You're like, okay. And you get on that boat, and then like, the first 2 days, you're like, this is so exciting. I'm off to the new world. And then you're on like month 6 and you're like, I'm gonna fucking lose my stuff. I've run out of food and all these guys are trying to nail me and I'm trying to get away from here.
And, I don't even have sailor milkers.
Yeah, no sailor milkers anywhere. And you're all like skinny and emaciated and you're starting to see things. And then all of a sudden, fucking tentacles come over the side of the ship and they grab you and they pull you into the ocean. Right? It's freaky, right? Like you know.
I guess we could have had Kraken as the third like sea monster because we have Loch Ness monsters, which is next at number 20, and those are shaped like dinosaurs. Then we have Ogopogos and the like, and those are shaped like giant oarfish or eels.
Yeah.
And we could have had the octopus squid shaped ones, but those actually don't come up on they didn't come up on any cryptid lists I read, except for like the Kraken and the other ones you read.
Yeah, totally.
But like Loch Ness monster, there's so many of them came up.
Yeah.
So anything else on the Kraken before we do the Loch
that's
Ness?
good. We can do Loch Ness monster.
Loch Ness monster. So this comes in at number 20.
It's number 10 for me, so that works because theoretically you had 37 and I had 22, so it's basically at the same. It basically aligns.
roughly halfway if we could count.
Roughly halfway if we know how to count, and we don't. So
Yeah.
you're lucky you're getting numbers today. That's basically
Affectionately known as Nessie is a creature in Scottish folklore that is said to inhabit Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. It is often described as large, long-necked, and with one or more humps protruding from the water. Popular interest and belief in this creature has varied since it was brought to worldwide attention in 1933. Evidence of its existence is anecdotal, with a number of disputed photographs and sonar readings. The scientific community explains alleged sightings of the Loch Ness monster as hoaxes, wishful thinking, and the misidentification of mundane objects. The pseudoscience or subculture of cryptozoology has placed particular emphasis on the creature. In 1933, it was suggested the creature bears a striking resemblance to the supposedly extinct plesiosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what is that Pokemon that looks like a plesiosaur?
Oh,
Draenei? No.
no.
Draenei?
I'd have to look it up.
It's a water Pokemon. This would have been so good if I could remember. Lapras.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So Loch Ness monster looks like a Lapras for you young folk who don't know what dinosaurs look like. It's basically the big fat body with the 4 fins and the tail, and then the long neck like a brontosaur.
Correct. Yeah, that's Lapras. You're right. So yeah, Loch Ness monster is it's one of those ones where, like, if you've ever been to Scotland, I don't know if you've been to Scotland, a number of times. I got some family there. And Loch Ness we would call it Ness Lake. That's all Loch
Ness
is.
Lake?
It's yeah. So it's basically lake in Gaelic. And Loch Ness is nowhere near Edinburgh, where I've been. And there's Loch Ness monster shit everywhere in Edinburgh along the touristy areas.
Yeah.
You can buy like a Loch Ness monster hat, or I saw Nessie, or like little Loch Ness dolls with tartan skirts on them and stuff, right? And like little hats with orange hair fringe coming out of the back. I've been to Scotland like a number of times, and I've seen like 3 ginger people in Scotland, and all of the tourist merchandise is like little orange fringe hanging off the back of Loch Ness monsters. Yeah. So it's like a huge tourist attraction to Scotland.
Yeah, I'm just quickly Googling Loch Ness monster movies because there
there's gotta be a bunch of them, right?
Wasn't there one called Nessie?
I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was. There has to have been.
Well, here we go. There's Water Horse.
Yep.
Loch Ness Horror, Nessie and Me.
Loch Ness Horror, did you say?
Yeah. No, horror.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what movies are you researching? Oh my God, Nessie Milkers. Bring me a huge Nessie Milkers.
And yeah, anyway. The one I was thinking of, I think it's just called Loch Ness. And then there's Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster.
Of course, yeah.
I might have to watch some of these Loch Ness horror movie ones. These look dope.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh yeah.
So Loch Ness is like way, way, way north in Scotland. So it's way up there. So that's like when I'm thinking about like where Edinburgh is in relation to it, and it's like nowhere near it, and still it's the toast of the town. It's a big
toast of the
town.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Doctor Who met the Loch Ness monster in one.
I've never watched Doctor Who. That's one thing I've never seen.
I don't know. Some of that, like I love sci-fi, so you figure I'd love Doctor Who. Totally. My brother watches it.
It's not sci-fi though.
It's a bit silly, which I can't get behind. Yeah. It's silly in a bad way because I like cheesy stuff and I like quirky stuff. But as soon as you get too silly, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie, when he was like, and then I realized the world was made of yarn. I was like, it's too silly.
Yeah, it got weird.
Yeah,
it got weird, didn't it?
Yeah. But I did watch the Torchwood series, which was a spin-off of Doctor Who, but it was a little less silly. It was really good.
Cool.
Yeah. I've hopped in and out of Doctor Who because it's just like been on since the resurgence of it, like 20 years or so.
20 years at least. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and they keep going through new doctors and stuff. I can't remember if the woman doctor is still around or if they moved on.
Dr. Milkers.
Hey.
Oh my God. That's been the theme of this episode.
Yeah. The bad part is we'll probably forget about the milker joke for Slender Man.
Nope, we won't. Don't worry. I won't let that one die. I'm gonna keep that
Slender Milker.
Literally, you said it on Outrage Factory one day, and then I sent you that T-shirt that was the Tommy Hilfiger logo, and it said "Mommy Milkers" on it. I'm like, that shirt is tailor made for Dale. So don't worry, I'm not gonna forget.
And the best part was the person who made that T-shirt was like, "You can buy them here," and I was like,
"You can buy them here."
Not fucking wearing that outside.
Your birthday's
Thank you very much. It is. If anybody wants to buy me a Mommy Milker shirt.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. So
I'm sure Andrea would love being seen with me
strutting around the mall wearing the Mommy Milker shirt.
Come to Lougheed.
Hey, you want to go to Manchu Walk and get a bite?
I had Manchu Walk for dinner today. That's
hilarious. I figured you did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah.
All right, we're about an hour and an hour and a half. Yeah, because we started 15 minutes late.
Yeah, let's call her there, and we'll get the back half. Oh man, the back those were the bottom of Dale's list, and some of the tops from my list. So we have the good ones are coming up next.
Yeah, we have some good ones, but I do have to warn people. Some I put up at the top because they're so stupid.
Yeah. So he put some of mine. I think intentionally put some of my number ones in the middle of the pack.
Sorry, I just
they don't. Because there weren't any titties on them, so he put them down.
Yeah, it's true. Like fucking, you put some milkers on the jackalope, and it gets higher.
Owl
I swear,
man. It's an owl that's a man, but they both some milkers onto it, so that's up in the top 5. Oh my God! Aftermarket bolt-ons.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: Owl Man was just a big owl.
Oh my God! We're definitely crypto researchers at this point.
The best part is we probably are.
Yeah,
that we've read this much into it.
We read this much. We know too much now. We're gonna get asked to be on a History Channel special about.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Jeff Gosha and Dale DeRuiter are experts in cryptids with milkers.
I was just gonna say they'd be having this like.
Kitty researchers, Jeff and Dale.
They'd be having this like mature conversation, and then they'd be talking about like some cryptid, like the New Jersey Devil. I'd be like, the Leeds Milkers.
The Leeds Milkers. Oh, that would have big honkers on
it. We're spoiling all next week's or next one.
Don't spoil any more next week. Okay. So thanks for tuning into the Dale Show. Oh yeah.
I wanted to show everybody new mugs are available if you would like. Mine is a half Dale Show, half Outrage Factory mug. Oh, I'm happy that's empty for you.
I got TDS. I drank all my iced tea earlier, so
that would have been so funny if that wasn't empty. You just
look at this.
dumped it all over your
computer. Just fizzles. And like, oh, whoops.
All over your work laptop.
Oh, my work laptop. Oh God. Oh God. How am I gonna write this one off?
Yeah, if you want one of these mugs, just let me know. If you're on YouTube, just mention me or send me a message. I'm not sure if you can send messages over iTunes or however you would be listening to this audio wise.
Email you at outragefactpod.
Oh yeah, outragefactpod@gmail.com. Yeah.
You can email him there and he'll get back to you. Or you can hit us up on one of our many social media platforms that we rarely check. And when I just send Dale Mommy Milker t-shirts, best to send us information as memes. We'll then read it. Your questions and requests for swag.
Yeah. You're what, Mr. Goats?
At Mr. Goats on the Twitter machine.
I'm at Super Dalebot. Yeah. I was just thinking that'd be hilarious if people didn't know about Outrage Factory and they somehow found this. So Outrage Factory is the other podcast I host. It's on episode like 218-ish. But yeah, that's why all the social medias set up under that one because that's my main pod, and this is kind of like my side project.
You're listening to The Dale Show, an Outrage Factory podcast tertiary subsidiary.
An OFN network. On the OF network. Yeah.
Was that what you and Derek were saying about the news OFN Outrage Factory News Network on the last episode?
Yeah, that would be fun to start.
That would be pretty live hits in the morning on Dale's balcony.
While you're driving in your car. Today in the news. Yeah.
A Sasquatch was spotted on the east of the low heat highway and it had huge milkers. More at 11.
Huge titted cryptids coming up next. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back.
And in Germany, they made a chicken fucking goblet.
Oh my god. More at 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that's we'll break there.
All right.
Thanks everybody for coming by.
Thanks for watching the Dale Show. We'll see you again
next
soon.
week. Or not next week. These don't come out weekly. See you
on
next
when
episode. That was good.
Feel like right now.
When my busy life lets me pod.
Oh man, tell me about it. It's summertime, baby. It's time to get outside and do cool summertime stuff.
Summertime.
Thank you.